welcome Scorpio, Sagittarius to your AstroDice reading for November. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys. So let's just see what's going on with you. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses to really get it down to see what we really need to focus on, right? Of course, you're going to be focusing on all houses, but which one is really going to, you know, be coming up the most. So let's see. The 7th house. And it's going straight into Saturn with Virgo energy. Okay. So you're going to have some Virgo energy coming in with Saturn. It's a very interesting setup right there. Okay. Doing it Virgo style. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Going straight into the 7th house, one of my favorite houses. This in the 11th house is always my favorite, right? Wishes and dreams come true, of course. And of course, the 7th house is always great because we can dive deep into not just, right, one area, but, you know, many areas. So this is the area of your life that's about long-term significant partners, romance, business, or family. And that's why I love that, because then it just kind of says, hey, we could be talking about partners, romance, business partners, our co-workers, our boss, or our family. So that gives it that boom, right? That boom effect. So let's go ahead, guys, and remember, this isn't diving too deep. Remember, it's very kind of, you know, just let's go, right? It's a horoscope. It's tarot scoping. So let's get in here to the situation, the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Okay. I'm looking at that Saturn going, come on, tell me what the challenges is to gain the wisdom. Transition. The 7th house. What relationship is it? See, that I love that because I've already put it to you. That way you already, oh, I bet they're going to talk about such and such. Yes, probably. Relationship. So you could definitely having a relationship ending, but let's look and see what's going on. Diving deep over here. The Virgo to the Virgo. Whoa, that's some heavy Virgo going on over here. Looking at the situation, I think in this time right here, I think you guys are actually doing introspective work on how to leave this behind. You know, it's kind of crazy. And it's almost kind of like to the point where it's kind of like either you or them. Put it where it needs to be, because you'll know. You'll know if it's not you, then it's definitely them. There is something here that says either you were unmotivated to learn from the failure, that's why you're going and seeking within. You're like, you know, why do I keep letting this happen? You know, I need to take a step back and really, you know, use my inner guidance over here and figure out, why do I let them be irresponsible? Why do I not learn from this situation? Definitely could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. And I just feel like it's kind of like you see the lack of commitment that they're doing. You see what's going on within the situation, wherever the situation is, whether it's within partners, friends, romance, business, colleagues, the boss, the family members, whoever this person is. It's kind of like, why am I doing this? Or you're looking inside saying, why am I allowing this to happen when they are unmotivated to learn from their own failures? And then it could be kind of like 2 in 1. They don't want to learn from their failures. Why do I keep allowing myself to be put into this situation where I'm not really doing something about it or leaving the situation, releasing the baggage, moving on from this situation. Why do I continue? For some of you, the first message that I have literally in my head is because I love you. And I wanted you to change. And I do see your procrastination. I do see the lack of commitment you want to give to me, but the love keeps me here. But now you're kind of looking deep inside going, is it enough? It wants you to go inside to really contemplate on the situations. That's the whole point of the full moon and the new moon. New moon wants you to be aware of things that are hidden from sight. The full moon shows itself and gives you what was hidden in sight. Full moon shines its light outward to show us what was hidden. The new moon hides things and makes us have to go inside to shine out our own light to figure it out. That's why it wants you to renew itself. That's why it's a reset. It's resetting itself because the new moon means new. The full moon said, I reflected outward everything that you let go of. And time to really let go and shine your light. But the new moon, it makes us take a step back and say, I'm ready for something new. And I really do feel with the Hermit sitting here that that's exactly what you're doing. There was some rash decisions. And maybe you are getting ready to go. Maybe it's a rash decision to go. If you've already left, then you're just contemplating right now about the rash decision you made to leave. Maybe you're even being a little hard on yourself. Maybe you think, maybe I was over rash about the situation to where it became irresponsible of me. Maybe I just took all my shit, threw it in the car and left. Or maybe I emptied out my desk at work and I didn't tell them goodbye, didn't give shit, just left. You know what I mean? Sayonara, gotta go. However it is, you might feel like it's either a rash decision to do such a thing or it was a rash decision and now it's kind of haunting me and kind of like maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. Okay. Or maybe you think they're doing rash decisions that are upsetting you. Take it how it resonates, but that's definitely what's going on. Right now, I think you think that whatever you're going to do, the majority of you, that you think that if I do what I think I'm going to do, it's going to be a very rash decision, so I think I'm going to wait. Because you have the Six of Wands over here that says there will be a victory, there is hope, but wait. Because it's in reverse. So saying I'm not rushing in just yet, I'm not moving just yet, I'm still contemplating, but I'm in the waiting game. Just wait. I'm moderately moving. Wait. I'm going to wait until the perfect timing. I want to wait. I don't want to do that because what I'm thinking is very rash. That's the way it comes off. Okay. Now, if you know you've already done that rash decision, then it's telling you there's hope. There's hope. Everything's going to be fine. The Six of Wands will turn itself around. Right now, you're just in this contemplating moment of what you just did. Okay. And you're just waiting for the perfect timing, for the perfect harmony to come back together. Okay. So, could be also dealing with a Sagittarius. Or maybe they're moving. Okay. It was them that did so. Put it back there. Okay. And you're waiting. Maybe you're waiting for them to come and explain themselves, okay? But it says wait. It has to be the perfect timing anyways, okay? The mid-month, you have the Two of Swords to the Eight of Wands. Okay, so let's see. You have kind of the lack of direction right now. And that's just because you're stuck at this crossroads right now as they're blowing up your phone with all these ideas and all these things coming in toward you. So having a lot of quick messages right now, my friends, about all kinds of things. It's telling you pretty much stay resilient against, the challenges that you're facing within the 7th house in November, right? It's kind of like there's this resilience, right, that you're going to have as you're making all these choices and decisions. The Virgo will definitely bring in the resilience for sure. A very resilient sign. You know, the High Priestess, delayed luck, and the Eight of Swords. So even though they're blowing up your phone over here, they're definitely not telling you exactly what you want to hear about the situation. You're using your intuition a lot to try to get past this crossroads when it comes to this situation. But definitely making you still feel like you're stuck, you know, and kind of like, I don't feel so great with the lack of direction with the Chariot in reverse. So it kind of feels like I'm really stuck here, right? Really stuck here in my mind. So I could even feel like you're kind of pushed against a wall over here, right? With the decision, like I'm supposed to be making this decision, but I don't know where to go with this decision. So still kind of feeling that way. So by the end of the month, you do have the Moon card. That's crazy. The Moon card to the Judgment card. Wow. To the Ten of Cups. Wow. So definitely feeling like whatever was, you know, hidden from sight, this is where you're going to learn the situation and learn the wisdom from the challenge, that you're going to realize that, you know what, I have the Ten of Cups, that I can actually move this way and not have to feel guilty or feel this way or that way or let somebody else tell me what I need to do or not do. Okay, so, and I really feel like that's where the new phase in, and that's the new awakening. We have a karmic card here, so it could be a little bit of karma involved in this situation, of letting maybe somebody hold you back too long, and then you have to feel like it's kind of my own karmic ordeal, right, for not allowing them, you know, not allowing myself to get out of this situation or letting them do too much, stuff like that, right? Ooh, I do like this. Yeah, it's like overcoming, the full moon is overcoming the obstacle to the challenge and understanding the challenge to gain the wisdom, and the wisdom of the understanding, you know, that it is time, it's time to move on for my Ten of Cups. Or try to fix this as much as possible for my Ten of Cups. It's going to be different for everybody because it depends on where you're going and what you're doing. This is a general reading. But however it is, you're going to find that answer for that Ten of Cups. There's definitely some delays over here when it comes to the Judgment card over here, because there's going to be some forgiveness. There could be some forgiveness, some reconciliations, being at the mercy of this new phase, finding the absolution within the situation. And really feeling like you're finding that family contentment. You know, it might not be as strong as you wanted it to be in the end, but you're still finding the Ten of Cups. So the Strength card is upside down, but that's okay, because that's saying it might not be as strong of a connection as you had once before, but it's okay because I still can find that inner happiness. And you know what? We can still build on that. There's always building blocks to everything in life, right? We don't always have to, you know, be like this. You don't have to always, you know, it just means that it's going to take some time, right? And you might feel a little weak or you exhausted, right? Not feeling as sure, but feeling very happy. Okay, sometimes that happens too. But that's where that resilience comes in. Recharge. It's going to be a time to recharge the mind, body, and soul for sure. And you have the Moon card again with new interests. Yep, and you have the Fool card coming out. So that does not surprise me. So going on to a new mode. Okay. So definitely moving in the right direction. Dawning of a new day, a new phase with your intuition. And I like that because it's saying my intuition is going to stay open, so that way I can really stay optimistic and really build that strength back up. But I like that too, because then it's saying you can also, you know, therefore then be very energetic, right? And very sincere to yourself, because you know that this is what you really needed. Okay. It's the loyalties to yourself. You see this dog here. I keep seeing the loyalties to yourself. And maybe even, and there's dogs over here too, that could even be the loyalties to, you know, your children and what your children really need, what you really need, what your family needs. Okay. Okay, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.